Today, we're diving deep into a skill that's quickly becoming the blueprint for professional success in the age of AI. And honestly, it represents a fundamental shift in how we're all going to work, create, and solve problems from here on out. So, let me ask you a question. What do you think is the single most important professional skill you could develop by 2026? Just take a second to really think about that. Because the answer, well, that's probably not what you're expecting. The skill is this: constraint-based communication. I know, it sounds a little academic, but what it really means is the art of giving crystal-clear instructions to a powerful AI. It's all about moving from these fuzzy, chaotic requests to precise, structured commands that get you exactly what you need, every single time. Now, you probably know this by its more common name, prompt engineering, but I want you to stop thinking of it as just talking to a computer. It's so much more than that. It is the art of designing a set of boundaries, a set of constraints that forces the AI's incredible potential into the exact shape you need. The key thing to remember is that you are the architect of the AI's output. Okay, here is the absolute best way to think about this. I want you to treat any AI you use like a brilliant intern. Seriously. This intern has read every book ever written, knows every fact imaginable, but has absolutely zero context about you, your project, or your goals. So if you ask them to just, write a report, you're going to get pure chaos. But if you give them specific constraints, clear examples, and a defined goal, they'll produce absolute magic for you. So how do we actually provide those constraints effectively? Where do we even start? Well, we start with a foundational checklist. This is the CREATE framework, and it should be your go-to mental model for any important prompt you write. Let's just walk through this real quick. First up, C is for character. You assign the AI a persona, like act as a senior marketing analyst. R is for request. State the task clearly. E is for examples. This is where you provide a couple of few shot patterns to show the AI the exact style you're looking for. A is for additions, where you specify all your constraints, what to do, what not to do. T is for the type of output you want. Do you want a table, bullet points, a JSON file? And finally, E is for exhibit. Ask for a specific tone or style. Following this simple checklist is your recipe for a high-quality result right from the start. Okay, so once you've really mastered the structure of a good request, the next level is to improve the AI's actual thinking process. We need to move beyond just giving simple commands and actually unlock its ability to reason. And this slide illustrates the difference perfectly. On the left, you have a simple prompt asking for an answer. And you know what? An AI might actually get this wrong. But look at the right. This is a chain of thought prompt. Just by adding that one simple phrase, solve this step by step, you're asking the AI to show its work. The difference in accuracy is dramatic. It's a game changer. So, here's the crucial insight. When you force the AI to explain its reasoning, to verbalize its logic step by step, it actually self-corrects along the way. It is one of the most powerful and, frankly, simple techniques you can use to get reliable answers for any task that requires logic. You're shifting from asking for a result to asking for a process. Now let's take this to an even more advanced level. For creators, strategists, anyone looking for truly high-level original output, single prompts just aren't going to cut it. You need a system for generating and refining ideas. This is a method called the tree of thoughts. Instead of one giant, messy prompt, you break your creative process into distinct phases. So phase 1 is just pure ideation. You ask the AI to generate a wide range of possibilities, say 10 completely diverse angles on a single topic. Right now, you're just building your raw material. You're casting a wide net. Then comes, in my opinion, the most important part: critique. You actually turn the AI against its own ideas. You prompt it to play devil's advocate, to find the weaknesses, the logical flaws, and the counter-arguments for every single angle it just generated. This is where the real value is created, in this stress test. And finally, you get to synthesis. After that intense stress test, you instruct the AI to take only the strongest, most resilient points from the ideas that survived the critique and combine them into a single, coherent, and powerful final output, whether that's a script, a business plan, or a strategic report. And of course, beyond these big frameworks, there's a whole toolkit of specific techniques you should know. Things like persona prompting for tailored expertise, using delimiters to focus the AI on specific pieces of text, setting negative constraints to prevent common errors, and using iterative refinement to patiently polish a final draft to perfection. All right, now knowing what to do is really only half the battle. It is just as important to know what not to do.
So let's look at the most common and costly pitfalls that I see people fall into all the time. Things that just tank the quality of their AI output. First, vagueness. A command like "make it better" is completely useless. You have to be specific about what better actually means. Second, please avoid the wall of text. If you write a giant paragraph of instructions, the AI will probably ignore the middle part. Use bullet points and clear formatting. And finally, never, ever forget, this is your co-pilot. You are the pilot. Always verify critical information.
So, where do you go from here? Look, this isn't about memorizing a bunch of tricks. It's about developing a deep skill, and that takes strategic patience. So here is a clear, step-by-step path to guide your learning journey.
You start with basic literacy, getting really good at simple commands like act as and step by step. Then you move on to formatting, learning how to get the AI to structure data for you in tables or JSON. Level 3 is about managing large contexts, feeding it big documents effectively. And finally, level 4 is mastery, using system prompts to set the ground rules for an entire conversation. If you take only one single thing away from our time together today, please let it be this. This is the central thesis of everything we've talked about. The power isn't just in the AI, it's in your ability to define the problem perfectly. The quality of your output is always a direct reflection of the clarity of your constraints.
And that really leads us to the final question, which you'll notice isn't just about AI. It's about how we think, how we communicate, and how we lead. The quality of your output is a reflection of the clarity of your constraints. So let me ask you, how clear are you?